We are live.
G'day.
G'day,
How are
everybody.
yous?
Just wait some people coming in the room.
Hello, Jafo, Joker. Just one night. How are you all going tonight?
Tonight's going to be a little bit different tonight. We're going to invite people up to chat.
Yep.
Hello, everybody. You just joined us. Today's going to be a different kind of chat. We're going to drop a link and we're going to ask you guys to come up to us. So, yeah, say hello in the room so we know who's here.
We've just been working crazy hours, so we couldn't do any ghost hunts. So we thought we'd do a catch-up instead.
And I'll just post a link up there, guys. So if you want to come up and have a chat with us, you're welcome to, Share your page, talk about your page, whatever you like. This is a chat for everything and everything. So, yeah, welcome. Hello, the next person just come in. So if you want to come up and chat with us online, just click on the link there and, yeah, come on up. G'day, Just. How are you, mate? So, yeah, if you want to come up and chat, just click on the link and, yeah, you're welcome to come and chat with us. Chat about everything, promote your sites.
Talk about what you've been doing. Can be anything. I know we'll be doing a road trip soon to Victoria, so we'll be exploring some sites down there. And we also have a Para-Unity party lined up for Jason's Big 5-0 in September, so that'll be exciting.
G'day, Koala.
Hi, Koala.
If you like to come and chat, just click on our link, what we just posted there, guys. And yeah, come on up and
you're free to come up and say g'day.
G'day, Beck. How are you, matey?
Hi, Beck.
So yeah, if you want to come up and have a chat with us, just click on that link. Hey, Fairy Dragon, how are you?
Hi, Fairy.
So yeah, if you want to have a chat, come up on our live. Yeah, just click on that link, and yeah, come and say g'day. Anybody's welcome to come up and have a chat with us.
I always get nervous doing lives.
Yeah, so do I.
Even though we've done heaps of channels like YouTube's now.
Hello, buddy. How are you?
G'day. How are you?
There's a link there for you guys if you want to click on it and just come up here and come and join us and we can all chat and promote everything. G'day, Tennessee Paranormal Sam. G'day,
Hi, Sam.
Hey, Sam, come on up and chat. The link's there for you. For anybody that's welcome to come up and have a chat. We talk about your sites and everything else.
Over in America, it would be Saturday. So I hope you're having a good weekend, Sam, so far.
That's all right, Sky. We know about you. Come on up. Come on, Sam.
Come on,
welcome to come up.
Don't be shy. We can all be shy together.
This is going to be a fun chat. We talk about everything and, and everybody's welcome to come up and have a chat about your YouTube page or what you're
Charlotte.
doing. I don't know.
So anyone that's got a Blue Ranch, please check each other channels out. Share the love. We're all one big family here. So please check them all out, each other, and subscribe. All that fun stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, anybody's welcome to come up. Come on up and have a chat.
It's Sunday morning.
Come on, Sam.
Sunday
come on up and have a chat,
Sam.
buddy. How's the weather? It was a beautiful day today.
It wasn't too bad. It's been very windy. Can we say that? It's been nice and warm, but really windy. And now we're expecting another week of rain. So that kind of, it's been in the dumps. Every time we try and have a night off where we can do a location, it rains. So we kind of thought, look, we're just going to do a chat.
Yeah, so anybody can click on that link and come on up. You know what I mean? And we're going to all have a good chat. G'day, Funky Butt. G'day, Felicity. Everybody, that's my little sister. You will have saw her in a few of my...
Jackie. How
you will
are
have saw
you?
her in my few of my videos.
Do you want to hop on, Jackie?
Come on up, everybody.
Take the link. Say g'day. Jackie's got a cemetery channel with paranormal. So, and she does live chats as well.
G'day,
really interesting.
MHAE.
MA Mystery Tours. G'day, guys. How are yous?
That one there.
They're in Adelaide as well. Jackie and MA are in Adelaide.
MHA. G'day, how are ya?
Anyone that wants to hop on can come and say hello.
Yep.
And just check each other's channels out if you haven't already. Share the love.
Yep. Wow. You got thunderstorms over there, Sam. Not good.
No, we've had floods twice this year. So everything's wet and disgusting. And we've had a few days of sunshine. We've had more rain this year than anywhere else.
Oh, thank you, Lexus. Thank you very much for giving me thumbs up. Oh, you're new here. Well, if you've got a YouTube channel, come on up and chat.
Yeah.
You know, there's the link for anybody who wants to come up and chat to us.
We love hearing about other people's ghost hunts and locations. And so, yeah, feel free.
Yeah, come on up and have a chat. Here's one now. Here, I'll bring this guy up. I know who this is. Yeah. G'day.
Hello.
Hello. How are we?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. It's been a while.
Has been. How you been, Beck?
It's been a while since you guys done this.
Yeah. Well, we work conflicting shifts. So I'm either home or he's home. So that's how it works. So we thought we'll do a chat because I just finished work a few hours ago. And I'm too tired to go out and drive and find somewhere haunted, to be honest. And it's never good to be tired anyway because you let your guard down. And, yeah. And then all the other days that we think, oh, we've got a day off together, let's go do something, it rains. So how about yourself?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it hasn't stopped me, don't get me wrong, going on tours and things like that, but I've recently moved to Ballarat, and I've got this massive, the old Ballarat cemetery about 10 minutes down the road, and I really want to go there when the weather's nicer, but yeah, it's just cold and wet all the time.
Well, we'll be near Ballarat in September. Jason's having his big 5-0. We're having it in Bendigo at the Shamrock. So we're doing a Para-Unity tour there. And we're going to, I do the cemetery channel, so I'm going to check out Ballarat so I can film it during the day and talk about some of the people buried there. Because I've seen photos of it and it looks great.
I did a ghost tour of the old Ballarat cemetery, and yeah, it's massive and it's amazing, and it's not just very spiritually active, but some of the monuments and graves and the stories are amazing.
Oh, can't wait to see it. I've only been to Ballarat once, and I went to Sovereign Hill. Have you been there?
Yeah, a few times through school trips when I was younger.
We have a place like this called Wilberforce. It's Australiana Village, but it's been flooded and damaged at the moment. They've copped it twice. So, because that's always got ghost tours and things on that. There's a lot of places here that have been damaged by the floods,
G'day,
unfortunately.
Link Zebler. G'day, all that fluff and stuff.
G'day, Fluff.
And if you want to come up and join us, the link's there for you guys. Anybody can come up and have a chat.
Yep. And if you want to talk about anything, so Beck, how are you liking Ballarat besides the freezing cold?
It's very spiritually active, which is really cool. And like I went on a walking tour, and the tour guide claimed that it was Victoria's most haunted town. And you know, I've been on a lot of ghost tours and paranormal investigations, and so far, I say so far, it is absolutely. There's spiritual. Almost every building has some kind of past or history, or someone haunting it, or something haunting it. Yeah, it's full on.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Sounds like my kind of town. Goulburn's a bit like that down here.
Yeah.
In New South Wales, or up here, I should say. It's very historical. Every building just screams at you to come in and go play. So, so it looks pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm
No.
heading up to Beechworth this weekend.
Okay.
Back at second time doing the ghost tour and paranormal investigation at Mayday Hills Asylum up there, and then I'm really excited. Next weekend, that's on the Friday. On the Saturday, I'm staying at the Monte Cristo mansion in Junee.
That sounds
So
awesome. Well, they're places on my hit list. So let us know how they went.
Oh, I can't wait.
I've been to Beechworth Asylum,
Yeah.
and I've heard so much about it. We're kind of traveling on a budget this time.
Yeah.
So we won't be stopping there. We will be visiting the Adelong Gold Mines because it's near where my sister lives. And I was thinking of doing Tumbarumba Cemetery at night because that's pretty freaky, that place during the day. It just gives you that vibe. And I thought, well, this sounds like a good place to come at night. So, and it's in the middle of nowhere, like it's just in the bush. So that gives it that more creepy sort of vibe.
Where is it?
It's in the Snowy Mountains.
What's it called? I'm just going to look it up because I'm always.
Tumbarumba. It's a part old, part new cemetery. It's pretty good size, and there's a lot of unmarked graves in there. But it's like Tumbarumba itself is one of those country towns in the middle of nowhere anyway. It's kind of got one street that's the town. And I thought I'll check that out. And we always go past the gold mines, and there's ruins and things there. But we never stop because it's always been summer or Christmas time, and I'm a bit freaked out about snakes. So I thought it would be good to check them out when it's cooler weather. And besides Ballarat, we'll be going to Albury Wodonga to see the old migrant camp that's now a museum. That's
Great vegetations.
G'day, GB. How are you?
Hey, buddy, come on up.
Yeah, come up. He's
The
got
link's
a
up top
cemetery
for you.
channel. He's part of my cemetery family.
Yep.
He's on the. Are you traveling still, GV? He's on holidays with Sue, Serenity Sue. She's another
There you
channel.
go, buddy. If you want to come up, come on up.
This is kind of like an anything goes night.
Yeah. They're all describing to each other. That's fantastic.
That's awesome. Tumbarumba went there, and Adelong is cool at night. Yeah, Jackie, I've never gone. And look, my sister basically lives around the corner, and I thought, I'm going to take advantage of this and because we're going to be stopping and seeing families along the way. I've got a niece in Shepparton. I want to go and visit.
They're back home now.
Okay. And so it's kind of going to be a birthday party, para-unity party.
Yep.
we've got Latrobe Valley Paranormal Detectives. It's a really long name. We've got
Oh, cool.
Paranormal Adventures Australia going. We've got Australian Paranormal Society going. I'm trying to remember everybody's names, but we're all doing a big ghost hunt at the Shamrock. So it should be a good night. And we've also got Queensland's Most Haunted. So we've got people coming from everywhere.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, so it's to celebrate his big 5-0.
Yep, and we're going to visit some graveyards while we're down there, like the Ballarat one and, a few graves on the way down. So, yeah.
I thought, what do you give a ghost hunter for his birthday? A big ghost hunt. I didn't know what else to do. So he's got everything else he needs. And me, of course. So so I thought, I don't know what else I can do. So we're just going to have a big ghost hunt.
Yep, so tell us about your page. So for all these people, like I've got a lot of Filipino family in here that might not know about your page. So promote your page.
Who, mine?
Yeah.
I don't really have a page or a channel or anything, to be honest. I've been told by many people I should set one up, but I'm not that I'm not that really tech savvy, if you know what I mean. I am a little bit, but like when it comes to streaming and stuff, like you, Julie, I get nervous. Lovely. So so I should get around to setting one up. I really should, but I just the other problem I had was the name of it. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, Victoria. Vicky.
Think of something. I thought of Cemeteries Down Under for mine, only because cemeteries, I'm talking about people that are buried, and I love cemeteries. They just contain history and they're just cool. I love the stones. I love the work, the artwork and stuff. And Down Under, well, everybody overseas calls us the land down under. So I just thought that's going to be a catchy sort of name. But yeah, I mean, I'm not techno savvy. I mean, I compare my channel to a lot of the other ones out there, and I've still got a lot to learn. I pretty much blunder it, to be honest. And Jason's learnt a lot since he's started, and you get a lot of the editing programs that'll help you. It's, we use Movavi, but a lot of them, they're step-by-step guides, so you can add things, you can, but yeah, thumbnails were probably our challenge when we first got them.
Go, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Oh, wow.
From Denver.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Anybody can join us up here. If you want to click on the link up top there, guys, click on and you can pop up here too.
And you know what? We have channels because it gives us a hobby. We don't run tours. Our life's too busy for it. We love the paranormal. I love history. So it kind of gives us something to do when we don't have anything to do. You know what I mean? And it doesn't cost a lot of money to do. Just go and have fun.
Yes, true there, Jackie. You taught me how to use live stream.
Yeah, we can thank Ghostly Findings for that.
Yeah.
She helped us a lot when we first started out, so we'll always be in debt to her for that.
Yep.
And yeah, we just do our thing, and we thought we'd share our adventures. So
yeah. Like the last one in the haunted house, that was a good one. I still remember that haunted house adventure.
Which one? The abandoned house?
Yeah, the abandoned house. So that's the best place I love.
Did you get to see the black shadow that ran at us?
I haven't actually. I'm a bit behind on watching some of the videos, to be honest. There's quite a few where I've started or I've gone, oh, there's this stream coming. I've got to start watching it, and then something else has happened. So it's just
life.
Want
to cut it short, so you don't have to watch it all. It's time-stamped 1:44, right at the end. We're standing in the hallway, and I asked them to show themselves, and you'll see out of nowhere, like out of the wall, this black shadow just runs straight at us.
And there's
Oh,
another one
lovely.
just before that. You see the camera pixelate a little bit, but as it's coming back, you'll see something walking in front of the camera. And if you look down the bottom, it's a lady because you see what it's wearing, and it walks back again. And after that, that's when the other black shadow comes out and shoots straight at us.
Yeah.
Usually when they come straight at you like that, it's usually them having a go at you or attacking you, yeah?
We just stood there.
I just stood there because you know how you have this brain fart? You're like, did that happen? You know, I'm a little bit slow. I am too blonde. But I just went, what? Like, did I see that? Because I just saw these legs. And I went, oh, my God. Like, did anyone see that? Because I was thinking, is that in my imagination? Like, and then a few people rewound it and actually saw it. And went, yes, it was definitely a black shadow running at you. And I went, cool, can you do it again? So
and throughout the investigation, you'll see this black shadow shoot up and down the corridor a couple of times.
Just shooting past us all the time. But then straight after that, when we went into the kitchen area of the abandoned house, we got direct responses with the K2
someone says, what's the title of that video and how far back?
It is the live haunted location.
Yeah.
Another haunted location, and it's timestamp 144. So it's towards the end, and we're in the corridor.
Yeah.
So I think it's the last one we did, Joe. So check it out if you want to. He's done a short.
Couple of shorts,
and he put the shadow coming out on TikTok as well. So if you just want to see that little bit, it's there.
He's at 144. Thank you.
Yeah. I know they're a bit long. I try and catch up on everyone's as quick as I can. Yep. But there is nights where I don't watch anything, and then I'll come home and I'll just binge watch everybody. Mm-hmm. Because I'll have days where I'm going to work. I do 12 to 16 hour shifts. So sometimes you just come home. I don't know about you guys, but you just don't feel like watching anything. You just kind of zone out, so I don't expect everybody to always, oh my God, they've got a channel out. Let's go watch it. So I do apologize if I get behind on anyone's vids.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm kind of, for now anyway, I'm medically retired, so I'm going on, tours and paranormal investigations and things 1 to 2 times a month. I try and do at least once a month, but there's all these ones that I've been meaning to do for years, and some of them I'm been to several times, and some of them I just keep going back. I don't know why, like the old Geelong jail, every time I keep getting drawn back there. I don't know what it is. I just love the place.
So is that in Victoria?
Yeah. Geelong.
Yes, sorry, yes.
Oh, Geelong. Yep. I haven't been there. Sounds cool.
Oh, it's definitely worth going. Yeah, definitely. It's huge. It's a massive 3-story place. And you can go there. The best thing is it's also a museum, so you could go there during the day and really have a look at the place in the daytime. Have a look at some of the really cool displays that they've got there, and they have exhibitions and things that come through. I think the last one I went to, I think was earlier this year, was their Ned Kelly exhibition, where they had displayed the armor of some of the Kelly gang.
Yeah, for sure, that one, the armor.
Yeah, but that was in Melbourne.
Yeah, that was in Melbourne.
That wasn't in Geelong jail. I've been in Geelong, but not in the jail.
I highly recommend it. Like they do ghost tours, as well as paranormal investigations, that sort of thing. And yes, they do private stuff as well. So of course, as you guys know, they cost money. But yeah, it's highly spiritual. There's heaps of spirits there. It's it's massive 3-story place. So
awesome. I've always wanted to do J Ward. Have you done J Ward down there?
Twice.
Was it good?
Yes. J Ward is a very, very unique place. Out of all the places I've been to so far, because it was multiple buildings. I know, like most places, they're either asylums, hospitals, jails. They all seem to be sort of around that caliber or around one of those categories. Whereas Jaywood's kind of been all three. I mean, it was never a hospital, but it's across the road from one now. So it was, what was it? It was, I think it was a jail and / prison, and then it was an asylum or something like that. But the big creep factor with Jayward is that it only shut down in the 90s, and they have video footage from the 80s in color, and you get to see the video footage of these guys of the when it was an insane asylum, of these people, these mentally challenged people, just meandering around. The interviewer was brazen enough to actually interview one of the then patients. Like, it's that just ups the creep factor and brings it sort of not just like from the paranormal perspective, but brings it into reality, makes it relevant. And you kind of, like, for me, I've been there twice, and I've sat through the video twice, and if I go again, which I probably will, because the place is highly active, I probably won't be able to watch that video, to be honest, because it's really creepy. But the first time I went, there's one, I'm trying not to spoil too much, but there's one particular hallway, and they said, don't be last. If you can help it, don't be last unless you're holding the lantern. Silly me was last, and I wasn't holding the lantern. And the matron who walks up and down the halls whacked me on the back of the knee.
Oh, wow.
Well, Bag's being last. I won't hold no lantern. They can smack me on legs. I'll be quite happy.
I actually had a similar experience, but not as severe. Didn't get smacked. I don't know if you've heard of it, but up in Sydney, they have the quarantine station. And that's pretty haunted as well. It's very well known, and they do have private investigations, tours and whatnot. And you can stay there for the night. So I recommend that if you're ever in town. And I got someone grabbed my arm, but I thought there was someone behind me, and I turned around and there was no one there. I was kind of lagging behind. When you're just walking around, you're kind of just trying to embrace what's there and tune in. And next minute, I just felt my whole arm tug, and my handbag flew off my arm. That's how hard it tugged. And I went, like looking around, and there was no one there. And then I realized the person that tugged my arm wasn't, human. And one of my friends, she got tapped on the shoulder. She had someone just go, put there. And there's a matron down there as well at the hospital. We'll be going to a really cool location next Sunday. I don't want to give anything too good away, but I like surprises. But this place is big. It's haunted. It's an Urbix location. In the 70s, there was a murder there.
Oh.
And you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
There was a murder there, and the place is haunted. It's a place where a lot of Urbix explorers go. Can I say that? And you'll know what I mean when you get there. But it's really cool. I'm excited. I found it, and I can't wait to go down there. It's a couple hours drive from where we live. We're near the Hawkesbury in in Sydney, and so we had to do it when we had a day off, and next Sunday's our day. So we will probably try and go live there as well, so then you guys can explore it with us. So and that's what I'm going to leave it at. I don't want to give too much away because I do like you guys to be in suspense. So and then after that, we'll probably be a little bit quiet because we're traveling on the 2nd of September.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be making our way down to Victoria, catching up, like I said, and then we'll be starting to make our way home with some road trips and locations on the way back. So, but next year we've got a lot of locations booked. We're still buying new stuff. We've got 2 new REM pods now. So we're going to use more We're trying to buy some more ghost boxes because we do use the Necrophonic a lot. And I know it's kind of like it's one of the best apps you can buy, but I know a lot of people think, oh, it's an app. How could it be real? So we're going to try and get a few more ghost boxes so we're not relying on that, if that makes sense. Because we do use other apps, but we found that one's the most, accurate. I'd give it a 90. It does have pre-recorded voices, but it does have real voices come through.
Sounds very cool. Look forward to that.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm looking forward to hearing about your adventures too. So
I know. I need to do something about that. Yeah. Look, I literally went on even a ghost tour or paranormal investigation, I should say, of a pub about 20 minutes up the road from me. That was very active. Like, was it last Wednesday? So I keep going and doing all these tours and stuff. And I know the other thing is they always say no recording. They can take pictures. You can take pictures, but no recording. So I need to get off my bum and find a way to set up a channel. I even just do like even just sit here and just talk about, how I felt, what I saw, what it was like.
Yeah.
It can depend too as well sometimes, being that they're all pre-organized tours, it can depend very much on the tour guide sometimes. Like nine times out of 10, like they've all been really, really good. They've all been respectful to the spirits. They've been for believers, which is a huge deal. If you're going to do a ghost tour or a paranormal tour, you gotta have that belief, and So they, the paranormal investigators all knew what they were doing. They've all been fantastic except for one. And I won't name the particular company or location because they well and truly made up for it. And I've been there more than once. So, but let's just say that the particular guide for the paranormal investigation was disrespectful to the spirits. He was arrogant. He was antagonistic when they didn't do what he wanted and touch things and whatever. And it was a very, very unpleasant experience. Like I had like the spirits pissing in my ear, complaining in my ear for the whole 3 hours saying, we don't like this person. Can you please get rid of this person? We really hate this person. And that just ruined the experience for me as well. So
no, of course it would. I don't like that thing either. We do role play only to get a reaction, but we try and always be respectful at all times. I mean, the only time you'll see me hark up is if they're done something, like they tried to attack you or something, and I'll go, that wasn't very nice. But, because you get all kinds of spirits. And I have the belief that, if I died tomorrow, I'm still going to be the same in spirit as I was in real life. I don't think I'm going to be this all-knowing Hail Mary all of a sudden. And I believe that's where you get the lower entities and that from. So basically they're unpleasant people and they don't want to pass on. They just want to continue being unpleasant. Or they're suspicious of you because they've had a bad experience with investigators before. So I try and rule that out first, like with the abandoned house. The first time we got a bit of evidence, this time we got the black shadow charging, but I never felt frightened there. I felt that they were kind of showing off, to be honest. And I felt they were kind of comfortable because every time we're there, we never touch anything. We never take anything home. We treat them with respect. I actually love the home. If I won lotto, I would buy it. I would buy it and do it up and say, this, you can share it with me. I just want it back to the way it was before. But unfortunately, I'm not a millionaire. So that's going to have to be a pipe dream. But, I try and respect because it's their home or it's their burial spot. So I try and always be respectful. But when we role play, we're just having a bit of fun and it makes it a bit more interesting to watch.
It's like the old jail, though. We played, I was the sergeant.
Sergeant Jason at the old lockup. That was just a bit of fun. And, they gave it back to him, calling him a princess.
Yeah, they give it back.
Things and it was a bit funny. I tried to be the Crim, and I was a pretty bad actress, I might say.
But then you had a lady say, "Are you okay?"
But then
Kill
she
him
called
repeat.
me a liar. Like,
Yeah. and the MVP come through the camera, and that's how we picked it up because we had nothing running at that stage. And when Julie went in there, all you hear is a female say, "Are you okay?" And afterward, yeah, she let loose on Julia.
well, she didn't really. She just, when I was role playing, because I think one of the other spirits was kind of buying it. And she was like, "Don't buy it. This woman's full of crap," you know.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean though. There's role playing, you know, some of the tour guys that do their more the ghost tours, not so much the paranormal investigations, but with the ghost tours, yeah, they do a little bit of role play. They dress up in the period garb. They're particularly enthusiastic about that when it comes to the old Geelong jail in Geelong, Victoria.
Yeah.
They don't just wear a costume. They actually assume a character and persona that's part of the jail's history, and it's amazing. And they pull it off throughout the entire tour. Rarely, if ever, breaking character. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. That stuff's cool. I'm talking like
Swearing
when
and calling them names and just being nasty for no reason.
Yeah, just if a spirit doesn't, if you ask a spirit to do something, you're asking them like you'd ask a normal person, in the world of the living. Hi, can you please open the door for me? Hey, could you, please answer my question? Hi, what's your name? How are you today? Basic questions. And if the spirit then has the opportunity to say no, stuff you, or sure, because I want to. You can't demand them or force them to do these sort of things. And you can't get aggro upset when they don't do what you want because, spirits, they were once, you're right, they were once people too.
Tita. Hi.
From the Philippines?
Another one of our Philippine. I totally agree with you, Beck. I'm the same. And I'll tell you a funny story. I used to go to Rookwood, or I love Rookwood. That's my favourite cemetery here. And when I first met Jason, I'd say, "Come down to this cemetery. They're all my friends, And I'd go down there, and we had the EVP recorder on. And when I got home, all I heard was F off, F off, F off. And I thought they were my friends. I'm really cut, like.
Yeah, we had a bit of a nasty bloke at I say a bit. He was a nasty bloke at the pub that I looked at in a place called Creswick, which is about 20 minutes or so north of Ballarat in Victoria, it was a restaurant / pub, and there was also a building that was originally a courthouse. It's now a theatre. But there was a nasty bloke there. Apparently his name was Steve, and he not only has sworn and harassed the tour guide, but he'd been nasty to the owner of the pub / restaurant. And he'd been basically, him and his mates had this thug-like mentality, this gangster-like mentality over the entire town, because it's only a small town. And everyone seemed to be afraid of them, and they just swore a lot, like through the spirit boxes and everything. And they just, they swore a lot and tried to trick us a lot. And it's just really nasty.
Yeah, not nice characters, lower entities probably. It's funny you said Creswick, because I just did a story on Norman Lindsay, and that's where he's born. That's where he came from.
And that's on Julia's page, Cemeteries Down Under.
And we've had little weird signs, like we've had this happen, like the last few times I've done my history vlogs.
Russ was in here.
Hi, Russ. How are you? It's my baby. And my son's on watching me. Now I've gone all funny. But yeah, where was I? We're getting weird signs. Like we did Norman Lindsay the other day, and a weird thing happened that day too. We put the camera up to set up to say, "G'day, how are you? Welcome to our channel." We dead set stopped talking because the handle on the tripod started winding by itself and set the camera a certain way and then stopped. And I touched it to think, is this the wind? And you had to physically wind it. It was almost like you went, no, that's wrong angle, you know. And then after that, you've mentioned Creswick. On the radio today, there was a Norman Lindsay thing going on in the city. And before that, we did an elephant one. We were just talking about it, and then all of a sudden on the TV, this elephant dies at Taronga Zoo, where this elephant died. And I probably sound like a mad woman. And there was another one we did, Sarah's grave, the old legend of Sarah's grave. Well, that night a historian sent me a message, can you do this story? And I said, I've just done it. It's about to upload. It was almost like she knew. I've had all these weird synchronicities, like they know that I've been there. You know what I mean?
Yep. I've been to places where I've turned up and spirits, you know, I can hear them. They've just gone, hey, Beck, welcome. And I've gone, oh, hi, guys. You know, like apparently they knew I was coming, you know. It was really interesting. I've had times where they've said my name come through the spirit box and everything. So, it's funny how sometimes, you know, the universe and even the spirit world will send little signs.
Yeah, I totally believe in signs, and I always, you know, notice the coincidences in things. I mean, it could be just a big coincidence that we're having all these things about Norman Lindsay at the moment, but read into it as what you will. But next year we've got a lot of ghost hunting locations coming up. We will be going to America at one stage in the year. So we'll be doing some locations over there.
You're so lucky.
Next year's going to be a big year. We've got credits.
Fantastic.
Credits. We were supposed to go to Canada in 2020. Unfortunately, thanks to COVID, we couldn't go. I wanted to meet my beautiful granddaughter and couldn't go. And but we've still got the credits to use, and we can only use that airline. Like, we can't get it as cash, and they only fly to Canada or America. Well, my son lives here now, so there's not much point going over there at the moment. So we do have friends in America, so we thought we'd go crash them, and they've got some great locations to show us. So,
oh, you're so lucky. I'd love to go to America and go to some of the, you know, because I'm always looking for a challenge, because, you know, nothing from the paranormal world scares me. I don't know why. It's just none of it scares me. Like I've seen a demon and went, that's nice. Like, not, you know, I've had people like on tours, you know, usually kids try to, you know, jump out of cells and scare me, and I've gone, hi, and just stood there like there's just nothing. So like some of the most challenging and reportedly haunted, not just haunted, but scariest places are in America. And I so wish I could go. I really, really wish I could go. You guys are so lucky.
Yeah, no, we're looking forward for it. The friend's going to take us around to different places to investigate, even go out and see the Clown Hotel.
The Clown Hotel and the Clown Cemetery. So, and I'm freaked out about clowns, so I'm already going to be scared.
I think she's going to want to come in our bag soon. Beck's going to just pack an extra bag for her.
There's two things that scare me, and one's clowns, one's spiders. So, you know, the real ones. So, yeah, and snakes in summer. I'm more worried about treading on them, not seeing them. Just if it's long grass, treading on one and getting a nasty bite on the leg. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's in the works. But we'll be making up for this year, because this year it's been a little bit quiet on and off, and it's just been our work schedules clashing, but there's some changes in store. So yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. A lot of the tours I'm doing this year, I've been wanting to do for the last 2 years. But of course, with COVID, you know, they shut everything down. So I'm trying to tick them all off this year, and then some, forever expanding and looking for more. Next year, Sydney is on my radar, that quarantine station you mentioned earlier. I do want to do
with you. Spiders and snakes.
Yep.
Me, I love snakes.
Well, we've got lots of places in Sydney besides the quarantine station. And if you do come up, let us know because we'll be happy to show you a few places as well. I mean, a few free places. We're always on the hunt for free, cool locations. We don't mention them on the channel where they are, only because, like with the abandoned house, it's got a neighbour, it's on property, and if I told people where it was, I wouldn't want like kids going up there, abandoning it, or kicking the walls, or just being silly, and then upsetting the neighbours as well, and then having an issue because we've been there. So out of respect to them, we ask them permission if we go there, or we just let them know that we're going to be there so they don't call the cops. There's a weirdo next door with torches, and we don't mention where it is. Same as cemeteries, we don't say where we are until we're there because we don't want gate crashes. That's all. You know.
No, that's
night,
perfectly understandable.
Good night, Sam. Thank you for being on. Much love. He's in Tennessee, so he's got some mad locations over there. I've heard about hospitals and so I don't know how many hours drive that's going to be, but we're hoping to do that. We're hoping to see Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Because San Fran's on our hit list. But we'll be doing touristy stuff too, you know. Seeing places that we only ever saw on telly as a kid, so.
And we're not bringing an extra bag for her to get into it, okay?
Damn.
I can tell you a tip though, if you ever want to travel overseas or anyone watching wants to in Australia, there is a company called Pay Later Travel, which means you book your flight, wherever you're going, because they have it for everywhere, and you pay a deposit and you actually lay by your plane ticket so you can pay it off. Say if your plane ticket's about $3-4 grand, you can pay $400 deposit and then just pay weekly, fortnightly, whatever it is that you can pay. They'll give you a quote. They'll say this is how much you'll have to pay each week. And that way it's easier to travel that way. That's how we do it when we travel with the plane. We get that all after-pay. Just makes it easier than paying it in one big chunk.
Yeah, thanks for that. I've just looked that up. So, yeah, there you go.
So America might not be just a pipe dream. You might be able to do it too.
And you just book your hotels, book everything through there, and
not with Pay Later.
Not Pay Later. That's what's the other one for hotel?
Play.
Play's the other one.
Do it through Play. Expedia, you have to have the money up front, but Play you can do fortnightly or weekly or monthly. I think depends where you're going.
Yeah.
So that's the way. It's an affordable way to do it.
We're going to see her up in a plane. She's going to be in America next couple of weeks.
I always look for cheap ways to travel. So when we go somewhere, we tend to rent secondhand cars because they're usually really good, but they only cost half the price. See you later, Led Zeppelin. Thank you for being on.
Yeah.
You know, when we're in South Australia, there's a really good company. And I did find one in America too.
Yeah.
So unlimited kilometres, full insurance, and it's just a 3-4 year old car compared to the brand new ones that you get. So they're still mechanically A1.
You have to come up.
My problem would be that I'd have to find proper, boarding or lodging or pet sitters because I can't, my 2 dogs, I don't have the heart to put them on a plane or a boat or bring them with me. So I'd have to, have the money to make sure they're taken care of while I'm away. So I think that's going to be like something for next year and year after. Next year, if I can't fit Sydney in by the end of this year, because I am thinking of maybe taking weekend or a week or something and just flying up there, then it'll be on my list next year. And there's already parts of New South Wales, certain sites and tours and things that are on my list for next year. So next year is slowly, like you guys, sort of slowly filling up. But I'm not sure I'll go to America just yet.
Well, let us know if you're in Sydney. We'll definitely show you around. You
So the
know,
nasty ghost in the park.
yeah,
Good.
we've got a ghost in the park, not far from where we are.
Yeah.
And it took us 6 weeks to do that episode. 6 weeks, because every time we got home, our footage was missing. It was missing, or the sound was missing.
Yeah.
And it'd be lighting up 2 cat balls at a time and stuff like that. And we'd be like, oh, this is cool. We got home, there's nothing. And we're like, oh, you're kidding. Go back down there.
Move the camera, everything.
He was horrible. But yeah, no, there's some cool locations around that don't cost an arm and a leg. Investigations. Look, I email a lot of places, and a lot of the historical societies are cool about it. You have to have personal liability insurance, but a lot of them are happy for you to do that for a donation.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm always sort of going on. I guess for me, like I think the main reason why I go on a lot of these, one of the reasons why I join all these sort of tours and stuff is because I guess I don't have to worry about that, but also because it's just me. I just go by myself, So going, by myself into these haunted locations, it wouldn't be ideal or particularly safe.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Because
G'day, paranormal.
a lot of the places in Sydney, they're great, but you have to pay. So I'm always on the hunt for something on a budget. And I don't want to make it cemetery every week and make it a little bit boring. I like to give them locations.
I want to go to Brookwood Cemetery, your favourite cemetery, Jackie just said.
Yeah, they lock it up at 7 though, and it's like security guards everywhere. There's chub cars that go
It'll take
everywhere.
you about a week to get around it all.
That's the good news. It's a good thing about the old Ballarat Cemetery. It's not shut. You can't drive in there. They shut the big gates, so you can't drive in there, but you can walk in there any time of day or night. It's open all the time. So, and you just park in the car park. It's very easy.
Sounds good.
Sounds up my alleyway. I'll be dancing.
Well, see, Brookwood had a lot of problems with vandalism, so that's why they did that. And I wouldn't get away with it anyway, because one of my friends is a caretaker there, and he's an ex-copper, so he'd see me in a mile off. He'd be like, "Jolly, the gate's shut." So, but I've heard some stories off him that there's some security guards that have left the job because of things going on in the cemetery. So I have been there at night twice. I tell a lie. Once I snuck in with him.
G'day, the mod.
Twice.
There you go, mate.
There was a winter solstice thing on, and they had it at night. And I went, I'll go to this witchy poo thing just so I can be there at night. And they had free torches. So I grabbed one and went for a walk, and I just didn't come back. I just wandered off and did some ghost hunting. I thought, how nice of them. So, yeah.
And Ballarat's got some history, paranormal experiences, eh?
Yeah, I heard that they run ghost tours. I'm looking at the history of it, but I'm sure Jace wouldn't mind walking around.
And if anybody else wants to come up and chat, just click on the link and come on up.
Yeah,
different.
Ballarat has a lot of history, like a lot of history. Anyway. The ghost tour, the ghost tour that I went on wasn't just like it wasn't just someone dressed up and acting the part. The particular guy that I spoke to that spoke to and did the tour, she was very, very passionate, like yourself, about the history of the graves there, and very passionate about telling their stories and the stories of the people who are buried there. And she told them, like, off the top of her head, all of these stories of all of these graves, different sections of the cemetery, because there's at least something like 25,000 graves there. It's a huge place. It's massive. Wow. You're going to have a lot of fun, Jason.
Yeah. I won't see him. I'll be busy looking at all the ones that I've researched about.
And then I'll be dancing off before the guys. Bye.
He's the daredevil.
Yeah.
I'm the scaredy cat. I have learned to be a little bit more brave though, because I've come across some things since we've done our channel. So I've learned to stand up for myself. Every now and then I'm going to scratch you and I'll go, don't you dare, because you're going to be really sorry if you do.
Yeah.
And then I don't have any more issues. The other most haunted place you might want to visit, Beck, if you're out here, is Wiseman's Ferry. The inn there, and the management's very open to people wanting to look for ghosts.
Okay.
Try room 9 or 10, and they have a museum.
He's just having trouble with the
Oh,
stream yard guys.
Oh, that's a shame.
yeah. But yeah, they're very open to it. They'll let you wander around the museum and lights off and try and that was where we got that weird thing that was next to me on the couch.
Okay, I'll add it to my list, which is ever growing.
And there's one up the road too called St Albans Hotel.
Yeah.
That is an 1800 style hotel too.
Oh, add it to my list.
Yep.
That's
You
for
want to
sure.
take photos because there's no phone reception at all. That's why we can't do lives out there. It's kind of like a no-go zone. It's like in a gully. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's the only reason why we can't do lives. So that's why we filmed it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd love to go down there and go. And they're fairly cheap rooms, pretty cheap accommodation. So it's very nice down there. It's worth a night stay to check out.
Okay, thank you very much. It's added to my list.
No worries.
There is. I'm just speaking of cemeteries. I'm going to sound a bit weird here, but I'm actually going to a cemetery. Going to go free camping at a cemetery for New Year's Eve to get away from like the noise and fireworks. Yeah, well, I spotted it when I went on again another paranormal investigation at a pub at a really small town. But I noticed on driving into that town to the tour, there's a cemetery there. So on the way back, I stopped and I went, wow, this is a really beautiful location. That'd be perfect for, a nice quiet camp. And, cemeteries, don't scare me, as I said. So, I'm going to go there for New Year's and I don't think anyone else is going to be there. So, I look forward to that.
Oh, sounds awesome.
That's right, Ghosty Fight. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, Jackie.
Oh, God, I have to go. Got stream internet.
That's
Keeps
okay.
playing up. Look like the internet's playing up everywhere today.
I know.
If anybody wants to come up, welcome to come up to and
Yep.
have a chat.
Yeah. Well, we haven't got plans for New Year's Eve. I haven't gone that far yet. New Year's Eve. Well, we did a cemetery last time.
Yep.
I mean, Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do a live, or not a live one, maybe do a cemetery night one for my cemetery channel because I'm usually during the day just doing a history thing. So I'm going to slap on my pagan outfit and look the part and walk around nighttime. But we'll probably do something ghosty for Halloween here.
Yeah.
But I don't know what we're going to do yet. I haven't thought about it.
I don't do anything on Halloween because the spirit word asks for my help every Halloween. So I just go, I'm not doing any Halloweens anymore because, it's the busiest time of year for them. So it ends up being the busiest time of year for me. So I basically stay up all day and all night and all the next day basically helping sort out sort of, protect and sort out some of the meanies that, turn up through the thin veil trying to cause havoc.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I can understand that. We get that a lot too. And when we do our ghost hunts, I do know that a lot of them are just lost souls looking for help. A lot of it's residual too, the voices that come through, like the things that they say. I know it's residual. It's more like a tape recording of what's going on. And then, of course, you get the actives, and a lot of them are lost souls because they're always going, help.
Yeah.
And we do help them afterwards. We don't do it with the camera on because we like to make that personal for them.
Yeah.
So,
That's a
and the
really
only
good
other
idea,
things
yeah.
we've been doing lately is house rescues. So
Yeah.
people calling, because we do all that for free. We do that to help others. And we've been doing a few cases after work. So we haven't had time to film anything.
Yeah, too busy
So-
our house rescuing lately.
Oh, I wish I could do things like that. I wish, people would call on me for that, but I guess I need to set up a name for myself and all that sort of stuff. But M&A Mystery Tours has said, Paul Beck. No, Paul Beck. I choose to do this. They gave me the choice. They did ask, so I said yes, so that's fine.
Well, you could always do a Facebook page for yourself.
Thank you.
You'd be surprised who reaches out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how Jason started. He just did a Facebook page.
Yep.
You got a little bio of what you do and how you can help. And there's always, doesn't cost anything, and you'd be surprised who's going to reach out and want you to check out their location or
And then you get jobs like hush jobs in businesses and stuff like that. So you go in there, all your cameras are stuffed down in places where people can't see it, and you're walking in and then you go to the area to do the hush job, and you go back out and find out what you got, give it back to the person who invited you in. So, you know what I mean? So we do a lot of that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, we do a lot of businesses on the side, like on the low. Every now and then we'll put one up, we'll film it, but then we won't give away the location or talk about it. It's forgotten afterwards.
Yeah.
We try and give that person respect. A lot of businesses don't want to be known that it's got a problem. So,
of course,
I think the most unusual one we've done is Lotto Land, the Manly football ground. They blame their bad scores on ghosts. Believe it or not, we were in the paper.
Oh wow!
G'day, Amy. Hey, VY.
So I'm used to doing things really quietly, because when going on these tours and stuff, not with most of the tours, there's always, in every group, there's always critics or non-believers, people sitting on the fence. So sometimes there's some groups where I'll come out and say, yep, I'm a medium, I believe, I can communicate with them, and people are like, cool, awesome, and they'll ask me questions and I'll give them answers or whatever. It's cool. Other people, though, there's some groups and some people where I'm just like, nah, these guys are not, I sort of judge them a little bit. And I'm like, nah, these people don't really have that. Hello. These people don't really have that belief. They don't seem to be believing what's going on. They don't have that energy. It's like it's like a certain energy that you sometimes sense about people as to whether or not they're actually believing it, or have that belief and have that mindset. And that's where I sort of go, yeah, no, I'm not gonna tell these people that I'm a medium. I'm just gonna do my communications, quietly. So
how are you, paranormal experience?
How are you?
Nice and warm. I bet you're not.
Oh, we're in winter still, so
Yeah,
it's cool, but it's not unpleasant.
I'm in Cairns and it's beautiful.
Oh, lovely.
wow.
Lucky.
Oh, that would be nice. I'm jealous. You want to swap?
No, it's sometimes I like to still remember the cozy from Melbourne.
That because she's got clocks up there.
Yeah, that's
Hey.
right.
You got clocks in Cairns.
Yeah, we've got lots of things in Cairns.
Do you know what? I used to live in Mareeba when I was 12.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so I love it up there.
I'm on Trinity Beach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So there's awesome places up here to investigate. I just haven't gotten there yet. So
So
tell us about what you do up there.
Do you have a channel or a page?
I do have a channel. I've only made one or two little videos. There was a story of a house, a very, very old, the old Queenslanders.
Yep.
And I heard this story from my daughter like months and months before, and I'd been looking at this house driving down the main street of Cairns every day. It was dilapidated, had been graffitied, no one had been in there. So we went past it one day with my daughter, and she says, that's where I was talking about that person that was murdered. I said, oh, you heard that from her friends at school. So a little while, I've always had some equipment, even when I was in Melbourne. So I ended up just going up there, firstly by myself, and just ramboing and just going in there with lights and just sitting in there, hoping no one was in there, and just doing some investigating. But you could really feel a female presence in there. There was like a child spirit there.
Wow.
So, because it was an indigenous story. So for white people to get the understanding of it, it's very difficult. Okay, so I go home. We lived very close to the place, actually. So I go home, and for days and days, I was just feeling really creepy. And I started using GhostTube, and I've got pictures of this little thing lying over the top of me when I'm sleeping, and just crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. And what happened then, Jordan? Oh, about a month later, we could hear the sirens going down the street, and someone had burnt the house down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and someone had crashed it. Yeah, so yeah, that was the finish of that. But it was really historical. It's a lot of historical places here.
Yeah. Oh, when I lived in Mareeba, I was in the caravan parks. Went to Mareeba High.
Right. Okay. We've only been here from Melbourne. Yeah.
I lived in Melbourne too. I love Victoria and Queensland. The only thing, I couldn't live in Queensland. They don't allow you to own a bunny. It's illegal. And I've got a pet rabbit, and I wouldn't part him for the world.
Yeah.
But, so that's the only thing. I couldn't live in Queensland because it'd be Queensland or the rabbit. No, the rabbit staying. So
if you see that little rabbit, you'll go, oh.
Yeah, I used to have a lot, but we've had floods down here, and with floods come mozzies and flies and myxomatosis, and
we've had some.
Had to put floods
down, but not up here. We've missed a lot of it up here. It's just gone past us.
Well, we've copped it twice here.
Yeah.
It's been awful. Everything's soggy and ruined. The roads are crap now because of the water.
Yeah.
But because you usually have monsoon season from November to April, non-stop rain.
Yeah, the year we got here, we got off the plane with our bags, and they shut everything down for the cyclone. I was like, what have I got myself into, from Melbourne to here the first day we got off the plane. But it missed us again. It went out to sea and it didn't come in. But the year before it did. It hit pretty bad. So, yeah.
Have you been to that place up near you? It's like this old sort of to me it looks Portuguese or Spanish. It's called Petronella or something.
Oh, I did a video on it. You're not going to believe this. Paranella Park, it's called.
Oh, yeah.
And hang on, Taylor, when did we go there? 3 months ago, and I recorded awesome recordings there with the GoPro, and it was a steaming hot day. It was in its 40s, and I got through it. You'd have to go up and down. It's absolutely magical, this place. It's got an aura like nothing else. So the lady agreed with me videoing because I was really interested in the history. So the tour was telling me all of these things that were going. I lost almost 90% of the footage somehow.
Oh no!
And it was the most. So look, you know what? And I've got a year pass, so I can go back and do it again when it's not so hot. And because what was happening? The weirdest thing. This is so weird. I had the thermo in my bag, and it kept going off and going off and going off. She's going, it's them, and we're in a group of like 50 people, and she's looking at me. She's going, it's them. they're very active, and it was creeping everybody out. But I was like, this is insane. And my daughter's going, listen, they're doing it. They're doing it. So the footage was awesome, but I lost it. I don't know how that happened. Could have been the heat, could have been anything. But next time I'll
have been the spirits
Yeah,
being
that's happened to
cheeky.
us.
It's happened
Sorry?
to us. We've gone and it could be the spirits being cheeky.
Yeah, this
We've
guy.
gone to places and we've gotten, like even the other day, we weren't even filming ghosts. We were doing a history vlog for me, and I started doing the intro where we're just saying g'day, and literally watched the handle on the tripod start winding and the camera go down and then stop. And I stopped talking. I just looked at it. Looked at Jason. I went, that couldn't be the wind, could it? So I've walked around, grabbed the handle and tried to see if it was just loose or it could be manipulated by the wind. And you actually had to physically wind it. It was like stiff.
Yeah.
So I went, that didn't happen, did it? My brain's like trying to absorb what I saw in broad daylight. I wasn't even looking for anything.
Yeah.
And, it just blew my mind. And then we went, well, we stuffed that up, so we'll just start again. And when we got home, we were going to cut that bit out. You know what? It wasn't even there.
See?
It wasn't there.
It
wasn't there. It started when we started again. So that bit was missing completely, just poof. And we're still having a brain fart over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some wild stuff that happens. I mean, I haven't been streaming very much, but I do a lot of work and a lot of stuff happens, but I don't stream and I don't video a lot, but I do have responsibilities at home where I can't just go out and just go when I need to go. But there's times where I feel like I just need to go to that place. There's places you see, I need to go there, and it just draws you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do get that. That was why I asked you about that place. Beck, you probably just missed it, but we're talking about Paranella Park up near North Queensland, near Cairns. It's this old, majestical looking place.
It was a Greek gentleman came over to Australia and built the castle for his wife. And it's like a castle. And he came over and he built this, he worked his butt off and built this castle and went back, and his wife was cheating on him. And so then he fell in love with her sister and then brought her over, and they lived together for how many years, and then they passed away. But it felt like he was going, no, this is a sacred place. Don't do what you're doing. That's what it felt like to me, because there was instruments and things going off everywhere. And she said, yep, they're very active. And then we were in the middle of the day, and she said, at night it's more.
Wow.
And
I'll be going there at night time.
I've only seen photos of the place, but it just draws me every time I look at it.
Yeah, the aura of the place is just really awesome. Yeah, you really get that beautiful feeling when you go there. Yeah, it's really majestic. Yeah.
I'm just looking at the pictures on Google Maps, and
amazing.
it looks absolutely amazing.
It is. Yeah. So nighttime, definitely a nighttime stream would just be amazing, because the tour guide tells it amazingly. The story of everything. So. Yeah, no, that was really good. My husband took me begrudgingly, drove me there. I've got to go there. Yeah, because it is from our place. An hour drive. Let's go for a drive. We need to go to Paranella Park. I need to get the GoPro. Shut up, Corey. I'm going here.
I'm pretty lucky there. If I say to my partner, I've got a haunted place, we're going to go there, he's like, yep, when are we going?
Bags packed. I'm already going to the door. We going or what?
The only problem we have is, I have 2 days off a fortnight. That's all I have.
Oh, wow.
I have Fridays off, and that's after doing a 16-hour shift. So I start 2:30 the previous day. I'm a care worker for the disability.
Yep.
And I live in their homes.
Yep.
So I finish 6 in the morning. I'm usually stuffed and not in the mood to play games if I come across a not so pleasant entity, because I
Are
do
you
gotta
SPA?
have
Do you
about
SPA?
you have
Yeah.
guard up, because you just never know what to expect.
Yeah.
So if I do Friday night, I've had a nap during the day, so I'm more alert.
Yeah.
But yeah, we tend to pick Sunday, Monday a lot because they're our days off.
Yeah, well, they're still there on a Sunday and a Monday.
I know, but it's kind of limited when you want to go somewhere, or like sometimes he's been working the Sunday because he works for a club, so they're open 24/7. And I'll go, I've got next Sunday free. Let's do a location. He goes, I'm on roster that day. I go,
Yeah.
okay.
See,
So that's what's been happening to us all year.
I went the first time to that specific house on my own, and there was a noise, like some of that footage is there, and I put it in the second video because I went twice. But there was a noise, and I screamed to high heaven, and I just left really, really quickly. That was the first time I went, and the second time I took a couple of my Indigenous friends, my Maori friend, and a couple of other friends, and it felt, and I got some awesome ghost tube stuff. It was just awesome for one of my first official live videos. It was really, really good stuff. So I can pick them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely can pick them. But yeah, so yeah, that footage. Yeah, that's just one of my videos. But there's pubs up here everywhere that's haunted. There's one in Kuranda on a river that they were one of the first settlers here, and they still have the great grandson still has the property. And he opens the house up very rarely to people if they want to do an investigation. So that's pretty close to me. So, but you have to approach him obviously in the day, and it's like right through the bushes, and it's right in the middle of nowhere,
That'd be cool. Okay.
What's it called? Something Creek. Can't
So
remember.
with Ghost Tube, do you use the SLS part of it or the voice?
Both. But the
Yeah.
SLS, I get a lot off the SLS. Yeah.
Me too. I find the voice one, I'd give it a 70%.
Yeah.
But with
When
the
I
SLS,
that girl attached to me, that divert the not the SLS, the SLS was working too because it was hanging over my body. It was actually hanging over my body after that. But yeah, no, I'll just sit sometimes with the SLS and just listen to what's around,
Yeah.
So I worked a little bit.
SLS, I do, because it picks up orbs, it picks up everything.
Yeah. No.
I've had faces and orbs and things like that with the green light, with the night vision on it. Where I find with the voice one, well, sometimes I get really accurate conversations and sometimes I don't. So sometimes it's a bit off and I'm like, okay. Spirit talkers like that, that's another one we've used before. It's been bang on sometimes. Like I was up at a local cemetery and, I was just walking around. I was just bored finding something to do on my day off. And I said, does anyone want to talk to me? And I didn't even notice the name on the grave. And I said, what's your name? And it said Joan. And I looked at the grave and I shit you not, the name was Joan. I went, oh, wow,
Yeah.
And then I went, like I was doing walkies, and then it had, I'm behind you. And then it had Nelly.
Awesome.
And then I turned around, and I'm not joking, the tombstone was a Nelly. And that freaked me out a little bit. Like, how the hair stands up? I'm like, oh my God, like that's just too accurate for it, for it to be crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, it's all relative, like I think we've all been through our experiences in our time, whether it's been when we're younger, right through till now, or whatever. We've all come from somewhere that's sent us here. We've all
Yeah,
had
no, for sure. For
experiences.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Back
still
when
having them every
Yeah,
day.
I know.
Thing where you see like something from the corner of your eye,
Mhm.
and your I should say normal mind,
Yeah.
your non-paranormal mind wants to go, nah, that was nothing, but you know within yourself it was something.
Yeah.
I swear it was a kid, and I swear he was sneaking around my dining room, my kitchen, to the point where I just gave up, and I just went, instead of going, nah, that was nothing, I went, hang on, I'm almost certain I saw a kid. So I just said to him, can you stop sneaking around my house, please? Stop playing hide and seek in my house. I don't appreciate it. So yeah, every day in some cases, yeah.
So you're living in an older home?
This particular house is only about 30 years old. However, the house next door to me is
Yeah.
confirmed to be from 1901.
There we go. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So,
So
and
lots of history.
I'm in Ballarat, so
Yeah,
there's
well, and I heard you say Ballarat, and I just went, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
That's
they're
really
everywhere.
yeah,
wow.
yeah. Sure. God, that's you just because I said I lived in Melbourne, but I was a marching girl for many years, and we travelled everywhere and all over Victoria and Australia, and you just see like from the colony times where they'd make the rock walls. There's rock walls. Have you seen those? Oh, you do. You live with it. The Ballarat in Ballarat. The rock walls, where the criminals or whatever it is, they've made them. They've made them make them for their punishment. Yeah, it's crazy. But the old Queenslanders up here, they've got the old Victorian and Federation homes there. And they're beautiful.
Yeah,
That would have been an interesting life being a marching girl.
Oh, God. It was very disciplined, but yeah, we did travel a lot. I've been everywhere, man.
I've been
it'd be
everywhere,
cool.
man. I've been everywhere.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. That's my one thing I want to do. Travel as much as I can before I go, because you can't take things with you. I was a nurse for many years in hospitals.
Yep.
And now I'm working in disability. Only because it's a easier thing. I did my back in the hospital, so
Yeah.
so it's easier doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, palliative care, aged care. Yeah.
Because I worked in palliative ward a lot, so I saw a lot of cancer patients go and terminal illnesses. And like I said, doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, where you've come from, you're all leaving with one thing, and that's your outfit if you're lucky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So material things, it's nice to have, but you can't take it with you. And I can guarantee you 70% of your relatives are going to fight over it when you die. So I'd rather spend my money traveling.
Yeah, look, I think my mum did that. Like, she was diagnosed with cancer, but she had something like before that, but she was diagnosed with cancer, and then she decided, right, I'm taking out my superannuation. I'm going to look, I'm an Egypt freak. Okay, so I study a lot of the dimensions, pyramids, things that mean, numerology, all those sorts of things.
Yep. Love numerology.
Anyway, she's straight away taking out a super. She's going to Egypt. She's going to Vietnam. She's going to every country she could possibly go to before she got really, really sick. And then she got sick, but she did as much as she possibly could in that time. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah. She brought me back some awesome artifacts, actually. Really.
You say you're going to send them to me? Oh, how nice!
I'd love to go over and see everyone over in the USA. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But getting when you've got a family, and a job and everything, it's super hard to make that time, So
yeah, I'm medically retired for
Okay.
now. So, and I've got a caravan. So my idea for another idea I have sort of for next year, depending on the weather between here and where you are,
Yep.
both of you, if it stops raining and I'm not at risk of getting stuck somewhere,
Yep.
or flooded in, I'm hoping to do not around the country trip, but I want to do like go away for like a month or so, or a couple of months or
Yeah.
something. You know, yeah, I'll have to bring my dogs with me, and that's fine. But you know, take the caravan and actually travel with it, because I've only done little weekends here and there. You know, free camping on and off. So I'm trying to sort of spend the rest of this year getting it ready so I can do that. And the joy of having a self-contained van, of course, is you can go just about anywhere with it. So you know, staying a night next to a cemetery, not a problem.
Oh, that would
If
be great.
if there's a park on street next to a haunted house and that nobody minds, yeah, you beauty.
Yeah, a lot of them are abandoned and stuff too. So like, you just got to be careful of the squatters or whatever, and that sort of thing. Like when I put out that other video of that one that caught fire, I think most people were like, weren't you scared of going in there and there was going to be people in there? Like, and I was like, no, I didn't give a shit, really. You know,
with the abandoned, I was worried that with our one, we were worried that people owned it or it wasn't abandoned and it
yeah,
just looked run down.
right.
So
yeah.
we checked with the neighbours first. You
Okay.
know, and they said, "Oh, it's abandoned," and I went, "Okay." And well, Jace did, and he said, "Do you mind if we just go and investigate tonight? We're paranormal investigators, but we promise we'll only be there for a couple of hours. We won't make any noise and we won't damage the property." And they go, "Yeah, cool. What's your channels?" So
Nice.
and we said we're not going to tell anyone where we are because we don't want vandals. We don't want. It did look like a homeless person had been in there for one stage, but
Yeah.
not lately.
No.
Not lately. Yeah. But I do love Urbex places because they've got that little bit of extra thrill, I think. You know, I love
Yeah, they're interesting. It's not bland, you know. There's always something to document it, whether it's a bit of graffiti or a smashed window, or you know, just that vibe, I suppose.
Yeah, I love abandoned places. It just I follow a lot of pages and channels, only because I find it interesting. You know,
Yeah.
half the places they find, and some of the places they find, I go, "Where the hell is that?" And I try and work it out.
Yeah.
And that's like the place we want to go to next Sunday. I had to put the clues together because they never say where they are, but I put the clues together and I kind of PM'd one of them, and they gave me a sort of roundabout where it was. They gave me some landmarks to look out for, put it that way.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many abandoned places left, or at least that I know of here in Victoria, because they you know, they'll turn them all into apartments or bulldoze them all down, or a lot of development. Like even some of the asylums and prisons have been turned into apartments. You know, people have asked me, "Oh, have you been to the Kew Asylum in I think it's in that's all apartments and stuff now. Oh, okay. Oh, have you been to Pentridge Prison, or rather what's left of it, because the rest of it's been bulldozed and turned into apartments.
Yeah.
It's I swear Victoria's losing its heritage, so much of its heritage.
Yeah.
That's
the same problem.
It's one thing I do.
I don't think they lose Old Melbourne Jail. I think that will stay like that.
Yeah,
I think it's one of the
because
few places that will,
and all that kind of thing.
And
But we've got the same problem with Sydney. I mean, they're pulling down Callum Park. They've made that a uni now. That's part of a uni.
Yeah.
They've got big fences around the buildings. When we went to do that live the other night, I was really disappointed with asbestos signs and the security guard driving around. Even the old country jail, that Berrima one, they've making that into a boutique hotel now. You know, so it's the same thing. You know, all the good locations like that are just getting pulled down.
Hey, Michael.
G'day, Michael. How are you? Yeah, totally agree.
Oh, you put the kettle on, are you?
Yeah,
That sounds like a.
Yeah, it's kettle.
I saw yours, Jason. Hello.
But yeah, it's the one good thing I must say about Ballarat is they are holding on to a lot of their heritage stuff. There's a lot of old stuff here, and I mean a lot, a metric ton of old buildings, and of course, you know, you've got the old cemetery and the new cemetery. There's two here. The new cemetery, it does have some older graves in it, but it's got nothing on the old cemetery, that's for sure.
No, I do
But
see the
but
old one.
Julia, you're gonna love it. Like it's
Oh,
not
I
just
will.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Well,
It's not just
so we might
graves.
as well.
Yeah, feel free to come with us and explore.
What you do?
Oh, I'd love to. I'll meet you there.
Send me a PM on my Jason Ghost Hunter
And we'll
page
let you
on
know the
Facebook.
date we're there.
So just PM us on that. So because Julie's at she does all the answering on that. She'll get your message, and then when we're down there, we'll do a collab together.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. I'd love to.
Yeah.
It's such look. Even if I go back there, say tomorrow, there's no. It's so big. There's no way that I'll be able to look and see everything. And even then, seeing it once, I want to see it again and again. Some of Julie, you're going to love it because there's not only so much history, but some of the graves and monuments are so intricately done, and they're done with meaning behind them as well. There's both religious and cultural meanings behind them, and it's so fantastic. And so some of the metal work and masonry is so beautiful.
Oh, I'll fall in love with the place. I think one of our friends took photos of it when they were there last time, and I just went, where is this? I need to go there. And I saw it was Ballarat Cemetery, and I went, right, tick. Going that place next time we're down there. So that is definitely, no, we'll give you a date, and you're more than welcome. And if you're going from there, when are you going to Monte Cristo and Beechworth?
Oh, Beechworth's awesome.
It'll be my second time in Beechworth next weekend. So in about a week now. So the Friday
up. So if you happen to be in the area, you're more than welcome to join us in our travels too. So.
Okay.
Well, just PM us on the Jason Ghost Hunter page on Facebook.
Yeah, do it live so I can watch because I miss Beechworth. It's awesome there.
I do want to go there. What we'll do next year, later on in the year probably, because we're hoping to do the first half in America. Yeah, we've got credit. So we'll be flying for free. We're just paying for the accommodation and spending money.
Wow.
Because we've got credits from Canada Air. And I want to use them before they turn around and forget that we've got credits. You know what I mean? Because I keep reminding them.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping to do that first half of the year. But the second half, I want to do just a road trip, just a massive road trip where we go to all these lovely locations or historical towns and just explore.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
I love seeing our own country. I love our own backyard.
Yeah. Yeah. I miss I lived on the peninsula in Melbourne, so I've been down Mornington, Sorrento, Portsea, all those places. Grew up there, sort of thing, and then I moved into Cobram, so I was close to Beechworth. So I was on the river then. Beechworth was awesome there, and then as I said, I've travelled, but then I've come up here to live, and again, the nature again is so different. You've got that real humidity and just even the plants and the animals, and I live with geckos. I live with them in my house, and in Melbourne there would be no way. So yeah, just a change of scenery is the best thing, especially people realize what we went through in COVID, like being in Melbourne, just being locked down for that 6 months and everything. And we got out as soon as they opened. We got out, but I miss it heaps. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I felt very sorry for everyone down there.
Yeah, that was
harsh. We were locked down for 4 months here, which wasn't as bad, but it was still bad. I mean, It felt so freaky, like you're in some science fiction movie. I don't know if any of you watched that, The Colony. Did any of you
Yeah.
watch The Colony on Netflix?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
dead set felt like I was part of the colony. I thought any minute a drone's going to come around and bloody shoot me because, you know, I used to have to apply online just to go to work every
Mhm.
fortnight because I was out of the 5 kilometre zone and there were
Yeah.
signs and police following me. And
Yeah.
I was shitting myself, even though I knew I wasn't doing anything wrong. But it was just so damn freaky. Like, I thought, this is just too weird. I just finished watching the third series of The Colony and I went, this is The Colony, man. I'm going to get bloody robots and some weird alien bloody drone coming out and shooting me in a minute.
I lived on the border of Victoria and New South Wales, so the river was our border, and I could walk out of our backyard and go to the river. So anytime I wanted to go to New South Wales, I had to go through the coppers, you know, show them everything, show them my COVID pass, going in there. And then I wanted to go to the shops and I have to go back and go through them again.
Wow.
Yep.
It was weird, hey?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
My
It was
ex-husband
really
was
weird.
my ex-husband was going to work at the time. He was one of the allowed workers, and yeah, he got to the point where the cop pulled him up the first time and he showed him the permit. Cop pulled him up literally the next day, same cop, same person, and pretty much the cop said, "Oh, it's you again." And then
Yes.
stopped pulling him over after that because they knew exactly who he was.
They had rotations of people, so I couldn't get through like people like luckily like that. I had to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. It was ridiculous. Yeah, but I had my workers permit too. But yeah, so we had to get out. It was just draining my children's energy. Like they were becoming zombies. Yeah, everyone was a zombie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my daughter lived down at Carrum Downs, so I know down that area, Mornington and that, because we used to go, when I used to go visit her, we used to, you know, get the car and explore down there with the kids. And
Yeah,
I
it's
love
lovely.
Chelsea, Mordialloc, all that side, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in Chelsea when I was really little. That's Carrum Downs-ish. Carrum, Bomb Beach, Chelsea. And then when I met my husband, 20 years ago, we moved up to the peninsula. And then my dad retired up at Tokemore where they have all the confests and everything. And so, yeah, we lived there, but it was so boring. I was going out of my mind. So, yeah, we came up here. So it's not as fast as Melbourne, but it's still, you know, got a bit of a city. You can go up the hills and just explore the beautiful Kuranda. It's just gorgeous up there. That's hippie land. It's so if you want to get energy, there's plenty of places up here for energy. Yeah.
That'd be nice. We just came back from Queensland in May. We went to Airlie Beach because we usually go to Cairns and around there. But I thought I'll try somewhere different this time. I hadn't seen the Whitsundays in all my life.
Beautiful too.
And it was beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was the water, everything.
The water's a beautiful colour in Airlie Beach.
That turquoise
You
colour.
just don't go swimming up there.
Yeah.
No.
You got tiger sharks, bull sharks, and crocs, and stingers. So which one do you want to get taken out by?
That's it. Yeah, no, you can't. But you can now. You can actually now.
You can in the dry season.
Yeah.
But you're still entering your own peril. Like, there's always a road.
Crocs. But I tell you what, when you go, because my girlfriend's married, she lives in a like it's called Summer House. It's a hostel. So you get people from all over the world coming there, but you always follow the Indigenous people. If they're in the water, then it's safe. Okay? They always know where to fish and where you can swim safely, where they would take their children. So that was interesting to learn.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's beautiful beaches, but so you've got to have a pool up here.
Yeah. That was like when we went to visit Darwin.
Yeah.
Darwin was beautiful. It was stinking hot. It was the worst heat I'd ever had. I walked out from having a nice shower. 10 minutes later, I'm sweltering.
Yeah.
And we made a lot of use of that pool. at the motel. But it was beautiful and tropical at the same time. And the beaches, again, gorgeous, but just don't jump in them.
Everyone says people, like, it's being from Melbourne all my life, coming up here and saying, I'm going, oh, these people are just so dumb. What's going on? Why do they talk so slow? Like, what's and my girlfriend goes, because their brains are fried, either from either from the grog or from the sun. Like, yeah.
I hate to say it, but that explains a lot.
It does. Like, it's just a slower way of living, I think. Like, just even the way they talk very slowly. You get used to it.
Queensland are more laid back, like you say.
Yeah.
Victoria is more family friendly, I can say. Where Sydney is a mixture, it's more the fast lane.
Yeah.
You know, people, if you smile at someone in Sydney, they think you're going to roll them. So, you know, they're not friendly at all.
They're on a mission wherever they're going.
Yeah, they're busy. They don't have time. They don't even brush past you. Or if you stop and say hello, they're like, okay, so what do you want?
Yeah.
Type thing. They've got their back pocket ready for a weapon. You know?
The weapon or the wallet?
No, the weapon. To get you before the wallet. Because they think that's the next thing coming. No, I find Victoria a lot more family friendly. Like you go to the beaches and they've got a park there for kids and stuff like that. You know,
most places, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And even in Queensland, you've got the lovely man-made lagoons for the kids and stuff. Sydney, you just got exercise equipment. You know, exercise equipment or, just bike riding lanes or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
They don't have as much thought in it for families, I think.
I think there's more, I don't know how to say this correctly, hang on, more people per capita, is it? In Sydney, so you've got more people, like, whereas Victoria's a bit more spread, whereas Sydney's very, everyone's just on top of each other unless you live
apartments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
townhouses.
Yeah.
They don't make single dwellings anymore. If they do, their little shoe boxes really, really, really close.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I found Victoria to be traveling from Victoria to South Australia when I did that earlier with my caravan. I did that earlier this year. I found that Victoria seems to be more sort of travel friendly. I can't speak for New South Wales and Queensland yet, but I found they're more they're more traveller friendly. Like, there's more rest stops, and the rest stops tend to have more facilities, and there is like a lot of rest stops that have, and truck stops that have playgrounds for kids and that. Whereas when I went over the border to South Australia, all of a sudden a lot of those truck stops and safe places to pull over vanished, and when there was ones, they wouldn't have facilities or toilets, and the truck stops had the service station and Macca's, the bare essentials. So
I think once you get to Portland, then it all stops, and it's like you drive to Mount Gambier or something, and there's nothing. But like all through there, like from where you are, Ballarat, going that way, that's a lovely drive that way. That's beautiful.
I was saying just one night, she was saying Tasmania is really weird. Like they were sizing her up for a pot roast. I found when I went to Turkey for a road trip, they all spoke British. I felt like I went overseas to the UK.
Really?
They all went, you from the mainland? Oh, that's wonderful. Like, what? I just came from another country or something, like.
Wow. Maybe they all come from Port Arthur.
Yeah.
Wow.
Port Arthur is beautiful.
If you want to come up and chat, you're welcome to.
I can't even see who's on.
Oh, okay.
How I can't? Oh, you can see, but I can't see.
This is one now.
Yeah, now I can. If I could read it.
Shout out Ghost Hunter from the Philippines. Singit Mysteries. We've been following a few channels. We're part of a little family of paranormal investigators down there, over there, I should say, and they've got some really good channels. So
Yeah.
Singer's one of them.
Post it
So
on
shout
YouTube
out to
page up.
her. Drop your links if you've got a Blue Wrench.
Yep, she's
Feel
got a
more
Blue
than
Wrench.
free. And is it Donsky Gosh TV?
Yep.
We've got Retzel 18, and there's a few other ones that we follow. But yeah, they're part of our little paranormal family over there. So if any of
Did
them
I
are
go
on,
off?
please
Went
drop
off.
your links so people can check them out.
Yeah, we around Queensland was creepiest.
Queenstown.
Queenstown.
Is that New Zealand?
Something else? I have video of Philippine here in the USA. Cool.
Excellent.
Oh, it's got the name now. Look
I
out,
put it
Jason.
up for you.
That's a bit profesh.
There you go.
No, you only just click. So, honestly, there's a lot we're still learning. We're only a new channel. We've only
Yeah.
been out for a year. And like I said, we don't do tours. You know, we were just doing our thing before we were posting pictures up on Facebook and that. And then I said, you know, why don't we just do a channel for ourselves, for fun? And
Yeah.
people might like to see what we're doing. And so far, so good. So
Yeah, no,
we're
that's
humble with
I've been doing things
ourselves.
a long time, but never videoing it. And my son's very IT. He's super IT. He's featured in Reddit. He's a real gamer. So I just started getting equipment and using it. And you just go, wow, this is grouse. Like,
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun.
yeah, no, I
Oh,
love
wow,
it.
thank you.
And if you guys want to ever put your content on Jason Ghost Hunter, you know, name who you are, so you've got full credit of what you do.
Yeah.
And you want to promote yourselves, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, 100%.
So
That's awesome.
I need your son to help teach me how to do the whole streaming thing, because I'm a gamer, but I'm an old school gamer. Like, so I only know so much with technology, but streaming,
easy.
I know next to nothing.
Very
Like-
easy to set up.
He's on Twitch, and I mean, he says to me, "I go in all these tournaments, Mum, and I've won money." And I'm thinking, "Oh my God, you sit in that room, and I think you're an idiot. You're doing all this fabulous stuff." No, he's pretty good, yeah. But no, I'm not into that either. No, that's not me. I think I was in the Sega Master System back in when I was 13.
geez.
Whatever,
That's
20
old.
something.
Geez.
we'll
No,
see.
my
I'm not gonna
equipment's
come to
because
games.
what I use, yeah. I've got a nice SLS that I bought. I've got a beautiful night vision camera that I bought about 6 months ago. Haven't even used it. They've got a really old colonial cemetery here that I want to go to, and it's right across the road from, if you Google it, it's called Helly's House, I think, and it's an old hospital. So you've got in the two, like one street, you've got the colonial cemetery and Helly's House right there. Can you imagine how much activity there would be, right?
Heaps.
So yeah, I've got to get out and use that camera.
Yeah, take photos and share. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, I've got to do it.
does your night vision camera go for about 20 minutes recording, or does it do a longer recording like the battery pack?
GoPro.
Yeah, you know, your night vision camera?
Yeah, no, it's a proper video. Yeah, it's a proper one. I got it from overseas.
How long does the battery last? Because my one only lasts 20 minutes.
No, it's longer. I've had mine out
right.
looking at the bats and recording the bats. I love the bats, you know,
But,
because you can see a lot of night vision. I actually caught an albino, sorry, I should say, bat on camera. I never seen one before, and it was like the other bats. He was weird to the other bats, and he was on his own. So yeah, no, it goes for a while. So I'd be able to get a fair bit of footage out of it. It came with awesome light too, like really strong light.
So
Yep.
we're just having a few technical issues. We're just checking
That
out
TV.
the TV.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go back to it.
So I know a lot of the tours I'm not allowed to take video, but they do encourage like photos. So that's maybe something I could do in like a Facebook page. They say, hey, went and did this tour
Yeah,
tonight.
for
Here's all
sure.
the photos. You know,
Yeah.
I took like I do have a couple of photos I've just realized and remembered that I did take of the old Ballarat Cemetery tour. But I won't show them. I won't spoil it for you guys who are coming down next month. But yeah, I also have some photos of the old Geelong jail too. I just realised in Geelong, Victoria.
Yeah,
So
be great. I haven't been there, but it sounds awesome. You know, Ghost Hunters International did that, I think, and they got some really good activity off that show. They did, yeah, international. I think they did a few in Australia, but yeah, Geelong was a big one. Or was it? No, it wasn't Geelong. It was Ararat.
yeah, Ararat's about an hour from me. As
Yeah.
Arradale, Arradale Asylum, and there's Jay Ward.
he went.
Yeah. Out of all the places I've been so far, I always feel sad when it comes to talking about Arradale because the place is falling apart. I don't go there in wet weather because, or in winter because it's just full of black mold normally without wet weather. The place, nobody's fixing it. Nobody's maintaining it. Nobody's fixing it. Nobody's looking after it. And it's just extremely sad because it's massive. There are over 100 buildings there. And it's just a really, really massive place. And there's so much history there. And so many, obviously, so much paranormal activity.
Yeah,
but compared to a lot of the other mansions and homesteads and jails and even other asylums like in Beechworth that I've been to, they're, even part of the ticket price goes towards raising funds to keep it maintained, to keep it safe, or to restore it. In the case of Beechworth, the full ticket price, they told me, the owner told me the full ticket price.
How are we?
The Parasolo.
From Pennsylvania.
The full
Thank
ticket
you for
price
coming
goes
on.
towards them trying to restore the place to its original form. The tour, as the historian and tour guide told me, unfortunately, what happens is they go to restore, they finally get enough money to restore one part of it, but as they gently take parts out, like they take, like, say, a window out of a wall, they'll find something else wrong, which takes up a chunk of the funding to fix, so they're kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back all the time, but they're getting there, whereas
asbestos as well, which makes it really complicated.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But with Arradale, in Ararat, the Arradale Asylum, no one is doing anything. It's just fallen apart. So I always try and tell people, if you can go there while there's still tourists there.
I would.
Because
Kellam Park's a lot like that, but unfortunately it's a lot late for them. Because, like I said, they've fenced around what buildings they've got and they're half collapsed and they've already torn down a few. And the big building, the main building where they had the worst patients, that's already been changed into a big uni now, a big college. So you can't even go in there.
Yeah.
It's just a shame.
Yeah.
Well, there's parts of the asylum you can't go in at all. Like there's collapsed stairways you can't go up, or even in one case you can't go down. I know there's one place, one particular area, I think it's there's a women's ward and women's infirmary, and there's a men's ward and men's infirmary. It's kind of, it can get a bit confusing as to which building is which, especially in the dark of night. I believe it was, if I remember correctly, it was the men's it was a men's, I can't remember the men's ward or infirmary, but one of the buildings was basically had a collapsed stairwell going down. Now, the paranormal investigator at the time told me that they were actually glad that the stairway had collapsed because they used to take people down that stairway. And apparently people used to, the spirits down there were so horrible, but people used to run screaming for their lives. And one point they had someone down there who did that, screamed and ran and broke their ankle, fell and broke their ankle while running away. So,
Wow.
that's, hence enter insurance claim here. And so they were sort of glad that the stairway down collapsed, so people couldn't go down there anymore because of that. I personally was intrigued, but at the same time, I was thinking about even going near that stairway, and I had a spirit come up to me and stand there and go, "No, don't go down there. Trust me, just don't." And when you have, an obvious, in my case, a spirit, but for some other people, you have a message from the spirit world telling you don't do something or saying no so adamantly, you heed their warning, and you don't do it, or you don't go there. So it's highly active. It's one of the most, if not the most so far, active places I've ever been to, aside from where I live. But in terms of an asylum, it's on my experience was, it's almost like it's still fully running. Like there was, I saw patients, I felt some of their experiences. There was staff running around still looking after patients. It was amazing, and I really do want to go back there, but I'm definitely going to wait until summer where everything dries up. And I would not.
And take someone with you as well, just for safety purposes.
Oh, well, I've only got me, so none of my family or friends are interested in any of this. And I used to have to drag my ex-husband along, but we're no longer together. So so that's another reason why
someone comes down and do a collab there. It sounds, it's a super interesting place.
Yeah, well, until then, I guess I'll see what happens. But it's kind of why I tend to join the group tours. And paranormal investigations, because then I am with other people. Arrowdale's one of definitely would not recommend going there by myself. I would not go there by myself. There's some places I would go, like cemeteries, but no way.
See, I have to be careful up here at the moment because the housing is like at 0.1% rental, so there's a lot of homeless people and a lot of alcohol and stuff like that going on. We've got a lot of dry communities, and they've come to Cairns just to get drunk. And so if I went in to say near Hellies and the cemetery, it'd have to be I'd take my husband, because there could be anyone just sleeping behind a grave or anything. You just got to be really careful up here. Yeah.
I just had someone before just one night say, the black mold, do they alert public to that before going in? No. On the paranormal investigation I went to, they didn't. No. I was wearing a mask just out of safety for myself, because I haven't had COVID yet. So I sort of just like to try and, keep it that way. So I wear a mask, especially when I'm around a group of people, and if we're going to confined spaces, but also because there's that health risk as well. Going to some older buildings, where they do have mold or there is a chance of it. It just depends on the location. But no, the paranormal investigation, no, they didn't alert. They don't tell you. The ghost tours, they might. I'm gonna, find that out when I go back. Because that's the other problem with Arrowdale, is that there's 3 different companies running tours there. I believe it's part of the problem. Yeah, because they have 3 different companies running ghost tours, history tours, daytime tours, paranormal investigations. It's all happening there. But each as you can imagine, each company takes a bit of profit. But as I said, I think that's why no one's looking after it, which is really sad. Sorry, I just thought I'd answer that question.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know, because I've seen it pop up and I went, hang on, I just missed it up top.
Yeah. Is there any other questions from the audience? I'm getting a little bit tired. Sorry, guys, it's been a long day for me. I've been awake since 5 this morning. So
Well, thanks for this, guys. I'm glad I caught you. Good.
oh,
Yeah.
anytime, hop on. We might even do this if everybody's happy with it. You know, go back to doing it once a fortnight. Just do an anytime chat. If you happen to be here, feel free to hop on. More than welcome. And like I said, feel free to share your stuff on his page. Start one of your own and give us a link so we can follow it and promote it, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Thanks, guys.
And
we all started from nowhere, so.
And if we get the cans, we'll let you know when we're up in Cairns.
For sure.
We have
when
to do it together. Yeah.
Yep,
And
thanks
you
very
probably
much.
say, like, you might say this place is really, really spooky. I'll be out of the car and you'll probably see me skipping my way inside the building. You'll be thinking that guy's nuts.
No, I'm a little bit nuts too. Thanks, guys.
Excited. It's my adrenaline.
Yeah.
You know, like people go,
That's right.
how can you go to those places? And I go, why do people climb mountains or why do they jump out of planes? It's their thing. It's what gives them that rush. Yeah, I go out there and I have things that spook me sometimes, but then I'm like, I get that, oh, this is exciting too, and I want to experience it again and again. It's my roller coaster ride, you know, so that's why I love it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you're either into it or you're not into it, and I think, as I said, we obviously had journeys as children, sort of bringing us to these points now. That always start right back from when you can't even remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, guys. I'll catch up with you soon.
No worries.
Guys.
Sorry to cut it.
We'd like to thank everybody.
I'm a bit numb from sitting in one spot.
Have a good sleep.
Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it. And
it's lovely to talk to you, Beck. Anytime, hop up. And we will let you just PMS and we'll let you know when we're in Victoria.
Yep.
You can come and explore Ballarat with us. And we'll definitely let you know when we're in Cairns. But lovely talking to you, ladies. It's been great.
Love you guys.
You too.
Love you
Thank
too.
you for the opportunity.
No worries, guys.
Anytime.
See ya.
See you later.
Bye.
Talk to you all guys soon. Bye for now.